With some of these names, Cap, it's okay for them to go someplace else. If you find out in the transactions he goes someplace else, it's like, oh, you don't have to be your team all the time.
All right, let's get started. PCA just keeps hitting home runs. Another added on the weekend to make it 21 on the year. Puts him on pace for 45 home runs this season. His pace is nearly 60 if you take out the games where he didn't hit one over a full 162-game season to start the year. Those first 18 games, remove them since his first home run. 60 home run pace over a full season. He was asked last week about the home run derby. Mm-hmm. He said it's not for him because that takes a different kind of power. That's like people who have just a swing where you are dedicated to hitting home runs. But shot or no shot, you would like to see PCA in the home run derby.
No shot. That's a no shot. And again, as a Cub fan, Cap, I would imagine that you want him to save his home runs for Wrigley and for those stretch run.
That's correct. I don't want him. And how many guys remember Bobby Abreu saying how it messed with his swing?
Yeah.
He's like, it took me forever to get that swing back where I wanted it. No shot. Hard pass.
Here's what's funny about that question. We're watching PCA launch it over the wall over and over again. He's going to steal in excess of 45 to 50 bases. And, Cap, you still don't consider PCA a hairy-chested slugger home run hitter. He's hitting home runs, but do you consider him a home run hitter? I don't think I would go that far yet.
Not yet. Like Shea's already got him 40-40. I don't.
Maybe he will.
I hope he does.
And I guess that's when we can crown him. What I'm saying is that when you see him, the wiry frame, the way when you think of PCA initially, you thought stolen base threat, strong defensive guy, on base percentage guy, single doubles guy, maybe triples guy, home run guy. That's why it's kind of like, if I'm a Cub fan, I don't want him anywhere near Atlanta for the home run derby.
Correct. I'll let you play in the All-Star game.
That's it. Shay?
All right, it's no secret the Chicago Bears still need pass rush help. I was doing some reading over the weekend and saw a name that they could potentially look at. Von Miller. Was reading an article. It suggested the Bears could sign Von Miller as a rotational defensive end on a veteran contract, despite off-field issues and some production issues that happened down the stretch in Buffalo, because he has familiarity with Dennis Allen from Denver and the need for depth on the line. Shot or no shot, you would take Von Miller on the Bears.
Yeah, I would. That's a no shot for me. I mean, what's he playing for? If it's a significant contract that hamstrings me to do other things?
No, it won't be that.
No. Oh. But he appears to be pretty much done.
He said he's going to play in 2025.
That's disappointing. I thought you were going to give me a 1 year, $20 million deal.
Oh, hell no.
No?
No, he'll get like 1 for 5 maybe.
Okay, so that would be a no shot then. I'll save my money and go elsewhere. With some of these names, Cap, it's okay for them to go someplace else. You don't feel like you missed out on a Von Miller. If you find out in the transactions he goes someplace else, it's like, he goes to whatever team. You don't have to be your team all the time. You have to, at some point, be happy with what you have. At some point, you got to say, you know what? We can go north with this team. The old baseball term. We can go north with this team and win.
Correct.
Right? So,
you're going north with us.
Yeah.
I mean, if you tell me he's coming for very little money.
No shot.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't have great expectation for him. I just want them to be able to have the flexibility that if who's available, all right, we're in.
A younger asset, you would hope.
Yes.
Experience is there with Von Miller. I get that. But
now maybe he'll go out and play great.
Sure. But you take your hat off, Cap, because it's like, all right, well, for Team X, he's doing well.
Correct.
We had an option. We decided to pass on him. So we'll just go with what we have and move forward.
Correct.
That's how I feel about a lot of these transactions we see. Boy, this guy would be great for our team. It would be great in Chicago. And then they go someplace else like, well, you go to the next person. I don't sweat it. As a fan, I do not sweat it. Shay?
Ken Rosenthal reported the White Sox will be willing to include cash in trades to move off of Andrew Benintendi and Luis Robert. This came as a little bit of a surprise to me that the White Sox are willing to pay to move on from their players. And probably comes as a surprise to fans who have long called this organization cheap. So shot or no shot. A willingness to spend cash to move bad contracts as a sign Justin Ishbia is already changing things on the South Side.
Yeah, any Sox news?
That's a no shot. That is a no shot. They are, and they've already said that the infusion of his capital is to help pay down debt related to what they lost during the pandemic and over the last couple of years.
First.
I just think this is Jerry telling Chris, all right, we need to get players in here. What's it going to cost? And we're not talking about an Ohtani type deal here. We're talking how much money's left on Benintendi's deal.
Too much. If this was an NFL deal, they would have cut him.
I mean, I don't think you're talking about significant money. I do not. It's like going out and buying players. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. All right, I'll pay for the contract, but I want a better prospect back. It's like buying players.
Like $40 million left owed to Benintendi.
So it's such a brutal contract. A brutal contract. Andrew Benintendi. Ask anybody at a bar who's made the most money contract-wise, years-wise in White Sox history. I'm sure you can get some money back. People would not say Benintendi first.
5 for $75 million.
What era are we talking about with that, Cap? 90s? 2000s? It's 2025. What era is that of a contract for Benintendi? Something that someone can make in the 90s?
No.
In the early 2000s?
I remember Mark Grace signed in the late 90s for $5 million, and he was one of the best hitters in the game at the time.
He signed one-year contracts every year, though.
He did.
So
$5 million.
He can never get 3, 4, 5-year deal with the money that he's deserved as one of the players of the 90s.
Correct.
And he was one of the players of the 90s.
So
Mark Grace.
No, this is more, I'm going to imagine, 10 years ago.
Look how far behind that is. I guess that's my point.
It is. Benintendi is making 17.1 for this year, so what are we, halfway through? Then Shay's right. 17.1 and 15.1 are guaranteed.
It's a no shot, but I just so I'm clear, Shay, who had the report? Was it Nightingale, you said?
Ken Rosenthal.
Well, that's a good source. If it was Nightingale, for sure that's happening. Because it's the White Sox.
And then Robert has a $5 million buyout, and I would imagine you just buy a player for $5 million.
Yeah.
It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, you can't, but you also can't take Robert into this offseason because you'd have to pick up a $20 million club option or he'd leave for nothing.
Correct.
Yes,
correct.
I feel like he's going to flourish someplace else.
Yeah, these are not big deals. They're not.
Yes, I feel like Luis Roberts' career is not done. It's not like, Jose Abreu or Yohan Moncada.
He needs a fresh start.
Aloy. I just think that he's still got a lot left on the table. I really do.
Yeah.
But away from here probably is best. Can you squeeze in one more before we get to around the NFL?
Sure can, because last night, Game 7 of the NBA Finals, marred by Tyrese Halliburton, what looked like he tore his Achilles, playing through the calf strain. We saw this before with Kevin Durant. We've also seen it in this playoffs. Damian Lillard and Jason Tatum also both suffered Achilles injuries. Everybody's wondering, why are these more common? Nick Van Exel has a fun theory. There have been Achilles tears throughout the years, but my thoughts on them is that they happen more now, and I think it has something to do with them damn lows the players wear nowadays. Cover them ankles up, fellas. Surprisingly, this is backed by science. A 2010 clinical study concluded the type of footwear can affect Achilles tendon loading during what's called dorsiflexion. According to the research, high-top shoes reduce the tension on the Achilles tendon by 10%. With tied laces, high-top shoes also cut the peak dorsiflexion angle by 7.2% as compared to low-top sneakers. Kobe flipped to lows. He blew his Achilles. Now everybody's blowing their Achilles. Shot or no shot. It's time for high tops to come back in the NBA.
A lot of guys still wear them.
It's a shot as far as footwear. It has to come back. However, I'd like to talk to you about your relationship with dorsiflexion. Northbrook, right?
I dated her. She went to Glenbrook North.
Oh, great gams, right?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Dorsiflexion?
Dorsiflexion.
Oh,
she was awesome.
It's pretty hot, man.
Super hot.
Shay?
She's a great lady.
He's got nothing.
She's a great lady.
It wasn't a take. It wasn't a take, so he's got nothing. So I will say that we've heard for about a decade that shoes are a major problem with some of these injuries. And so which shoes are better, which shoes are worse, I don't know, but I've heard that for a long time. I find it interesting that with Jason Tatum, with Damian Lillard, and with Halliburton last night, all these guys, same injury, all wear the number 0.
Bizarre. Just weird.
How about that, Jay Moore? All wear 0.
So ban the number 0 and ban low-top sneakers. No more Achilles injuries.
That's a shot.
I think we just solved it.
There you go.
No number 0, no more low tops, no more Achilles injuries. Problem solved.
I asked this man to help me, and Kaplan's still going through his Rolodex of doctors that he knows.
I am. I'm going to find somebody who can speak about Achilles injuries.
I think this is not a new conversation, but Jay Moore, it is the shoes. It's also the workout routine, but I think that there's certain kind of shoes that guys wear. I think there's a problem.
Even if you wear the quarter tops, those are better than the lows. You still have some type of support on your Achilles if you have the mids on. But I don't know why they go to lows anyway. It's no support.
Do you have I know as a shoe head, do you have a shoe that would be perfect for the NBA athlete today?
I mean, there are a lot of Nike shoes that are good, but you have to get the quarters or the high tops.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a high top guy, but I'm also not playing in the NBA. I have some Jordans, but I have the 3/4
I see it.
that I'll wear.
There you go. I mean, but if they were playing those, that would probably eliminate some of the pressure on the Achilles because you have some type of support back there.
But what about the Puma? Do you think the Puma could help? The Puma suede?
If he playing tennis, wow. that's a.
Do you think the Puma suede could help the NBA athlete today?
Not that.
I've never seen you in Pumas.
Hey, but that's
before.
a dope shoe though. Classic.
Maybe this could help.
If you're on Twitch or YouTube, you can see it's Puma suede. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
I think this works, Cap.
That's fire.
Doesn't Halliburton wear Pumas?
He does.
Oh, man. So he's lame like me.
Does he?
So there we go. Yeah, Halliburton's a Puma guy.
He's a lame like
Be
me.
careful walking to the car today.
Did he have those on?
Buddy, you better watch that Achilles on your way out of the office, brother. If it's all the shoes.
He's dead. What a day to take the Jordans off. I gave the Jordans a weekend off.
First big baller brand, now Puma.
Now Puma. My God.